Then you've got Gundogan and Kimmich playing in a double pivot in the midfield. They'll be looking to boss that midfield, play the ball out wide. And then Gnabry, number 10, Bayern Munich player, 36 caps, 20 goals. He's a player that when he gets on the ball, he makes things happen for this German side.
Well, Germany hoping to avoid another disastrous start. They lost to Mexico in the opener 4 years ago, then promptly fell again to South Korea, and that meant they finished dead last in their group, exiting in the first round for the first time since 1938. And Germany unable to escape the defending champion curse. But few nations boast as impressive a pedigree. They've lifted the trophy 4 times, the most recent triumph coming in 2014. And they've also been runners-up on 4 different occasions, including in the last World Cup held in Asia. They lost to Brazil in the 2002 final. And Japan will counter with this lineup. Lax, take me through it.
Yeah, big German influence in this Japanese team. 5 players playing over there in Germany. Goalkeeper Shiuchi Gonda playing for Shimutsu, 34 caps, 33 years old. We saw him in the shutout that they posted against the U.S. earlier in a September friendly. His childhood hero was Tony Meola, none other than Tony Meola.
Huh.
I'm going to talk more about Nagamoto and in his 4th World Cup later on in the show. Wataru Endo, the 29-year-old playing in Stuttgart, he protects that back for Junya Ito over there on that right-hand side. Wonderful speed, cuts inside, really the star of the team. Now, they are lacking somebody up top. Maeda up top. He's fast, but not necessarily a player that is going to score a lot of goals. 8 appearances, 1 goal for his national team, plays over there Celtic for the 25 years old. So they have their hands full, but they are on the rise and can produce some surprises.
Well, Japan yet to win a knockout stage game at a World Cup. They came agonizingly close in 2018. The Samurai Blue led Belgium 2-0 in the second half, only to surrender that advantage. And Belgium completing their remarkable comeback deep in stoppage time. Now, Japan appearing in their 7th straight World Cup. They've reached the knockout stage in 3 of their 6 appearances, including when they co-hosted the tournament back in 2002. And the goal in Qatar is to advance well beyond the round of 16 for the very first time. For more on this one, we make the short trek to Khalifa International Stadium to check in with the pair that will call all the action, Derek Ray and 2-time Olympic gold medalist Ali Wagner.
Thanks, Jenny. Well, as somebody who works a lot in Germany commentating, I can tell you, Ali, that expectations this time around are level-headed. How do you rate the prospects?
I think that's for good reason. There's defensive frailties in this group, and I think there's recognition of that, and you see them sliding Sula into that right-back position to help solidify things defensively. But for a group that just has to score multiple goals in a game to get results, and I think for neutral, that's a fantastic prospect because they've got incredibly dynamic midfielders, and none other than Jamal Musiala. He's been tearing it up in the Bundesliga for Bayern, and I think they're going to look to him to carry that load.
This really is a game for Bundesliga fans. I say that because 12 of the starters, 8 for Germany, 4 from Japan, play in the German Oberhaus. How about Japan? They've set a goal for themselves of making it to the quarterfinals for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the most players playing around in the top leagues around the world. That's going to help them in games like this. They've got a really difficult group, but I think, like Germany, they're going to lean on an informed midfielder in Kamada. He's a player that can really help them out in that final third, and they're going to need that tonight, especially on the break.
First ever competitive meeting of Germany and Japan coming up. Jenny?
Guys, thank you so much. Looking forward to the call. Well, Thomas Mueller, not always talked about as one of the greats of this generation, but he probably should be. His 10 World Cup goals, more than any player at this tournament. Mueller lifted the trophy in 2014, and this is his 4th World Cup. Well, we know Germany's history. They've done it 4 times. They've won it, but their last World Cup was disappointing. So expectations, Lex, for Germany. How do they approach this tournament?
Well, I expect them to rebound. I expect them to rebound and to be very, very good. Certainly to get out of the group, but kind of return to their German ways, for lack of a better phrase. However, and you know, you heard Ali talk about Musiala in the middle. There is this new generation, this younger generation that is coming to be, and they are inheriting all of the accolades and all of the the value that we and respect that we put on this German team. But the other side of the coin is that there are these older players that have won everything, and they have had the ultimate success winning a World Cup. How are they ultimately going to go out I don't think that they want to go out in the way that they went last World Cup. So this is their last ride. It's getting that balance and that mix, and the spectrum right now in terms of the new and the young versus the old and the heading out. It might be just a bit too far for a World Cup win, but certainly a much more successful World Cup.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that the biggest question mark is what Germany squad are we going to see this World Cup? I think everybody's kind of anticipating that, especially with the last World Cup, how they didn't get out of the group and got knocked out, essentially. And then, you know, is this going to be the last for several of the big stars? You know, Neuer, Müller, you know, all of these players. What's that going to look like? And I know from firsthand experience that experience does matter, you know, especially the deeper you go in a tournament, you're going to need to lean on those veteran players, and it's going to be extremely important.
Yeah, and I expect Germany to be very aggressive today in their press, high intense pressing team since the new manager come in. I expect them to play a very high line, condensing the pitch, not letting Japan play through them, getting their heads down. But Germany also, their midfield oozes class, similar to Croatia. Very good technical players that like to, you know, dominate possession in the middle of the park. But I expect Germany to be aggressive on the front foot and see how they get on.
I know they'll have plenty of fan support inside the stadium, but I think it's fascinating that they're kind of trying to win back some of those fans back home. And they're facing a tough opponent, Carly, with Japan. What is most challenging about going up against this group?
You know, I don't think that there's as much pressure going up against the Germany side. I think, you know, several Japanese players are playing in the Bundesliga, which for me, you know, that there's no fear factor there. They know what to expect. They know the ins and outs. And so I think for this squad, it's going out there and making a statement. You know, they've said it before. The coaches said it before. They're hungry to make it past the knockout round. And so they have played an exciting style of football. You know, tiki-taka, tight spaces, possession-based. It's fun to watch. Now, can they convert that and put the ball in the back of the net?
Yeah, I'd agree, Carly. It's a simple approach based on rapid transition, player movement, third man running off the ball. And they like these short, sharp passes, similar to the way Brazil play in that aspect. But they don't tend to go long sometimes when they can. They can get caught out in those tight areas. With Germany playing such a high line, I would think that they would go long, but I don't see them going long. I think they will look to play out, but could get caught and exposed by Germany's press.
And I'm interested in the mentality of an aging Twilight type of player, and I say this with all due respect.
Aging.
But you kind of lived this moment that someone like Thomas Müller is, where you know, the last go around, and you're thinking to yourself, I want to go out on top, but you're also thinking to yourself, I can't do all of the things that I used to do, and so am I able to adjust? And you don't want to obviously let your team down. You want to make sure that there's a legacy intact to a certain extent. Do you push too much? Is there a point when you start to force things in order to live out that ultimate dream of going out on top and riding into the sunset?
I mean, I think from experience, I think you learn to take those moments and you learn not to. And I think, you know, he's been on the world stage. I think he can't overdo it, but he's going to play an important part in this team's success.
When people said you were too old, did you use that as fuel? Or did it hurt?
Of course, you said I was too old several times.
Did I really?
Probably.
Well, you're welcome to the fuel.
I don't know if he's the fuel type, but you know, I was.
Wow, Lex getting called out again today.
It's like every single segment I'm getting called old. I mean,
You're hanging with the ladies, that's the problem.
You said I was old, though.
No, you were older. Yeah, okay, maybe I said you were old.
Yeah, but you know how she finished?
Yeah,
on top.
and then went
so
over
it all
the top,
worked
right?
out.
So-
No, she ended it the right way, and we are so happy to have Carly with us now on this side of things. So either way, guys, we're going to keep this discussion going about that youth, those veterans a bit later, but Germany has suffered just one defeat in 16 matches since Hansi Flick took charge, and they're looking to give their fans reason to celebrate today at Khalifa International Stadium. And the United States, we hear them behind us, that presence right at our set. They're back in action Friday against England, a critical match in which Walker Zimmerman figures to start in the center of the back, and we will profile the defender after the break.
Friday, the biggest World Cup showdown kicks off on Fox. Christian Pulisic leads the Stars against the unstoppable Harry Kane and global powerhouse England. Team USA face their toughest test of the tournament with everything on the line and a chance to shock the world. USA England. Coverage begins Friday at 1 Eastern live on Fox and the Fox Sports app. And catch up on any match for free on Tubi.
From Holiday Hills, Illinois, in America, the United States Postal Service.
Good morning, America! Rise and shine! All across the country, we're getting up early this year with one thing on our mind. Football!
It's soccer.
Whether you're repping La Cultura in all the colors, or you need the world to know this is our year. Because the beautiful game
Belongs to all of us.
Get Google Pixel 7 or Pixel 7 Pro for free with qualifying trade-in.
Sam! Hey, little brother.
Make this December one to remember. Happy holidays from Lexus.
It's the Subway Series menu. 12 irresistible subs. Epic sandwich roster ever created. It's Subway's biggest refresh yet.
2022 FIFA World Cup today on FS1 is presented by Google Pixel.
Well, Timothy Weah on target on Monday against Wales. That 1-1 draw means the U.S. now looking up at England in the Group B standings. The Three Lions victorious in their opener against Iran. The U.S. and England square off on Friday. Well, Walker Zimmerman expected to anchor the U.S. backline in that one as well. And at 29, he's one of the elder statesmen on this youthful squad. But Zimmerman had to wait a long time before getting a chance to perform on the game's biggest stage, as we find out in Player Spotlight, sponsored by the Volkswagen ID4.
I think destiny has always been the buzzword for me. Now I feel like I'm at the precipice of fulfilling the first part of that destiny, which is playing in a World Cup.
Walker Zimmerman, the Nashville defender, has become an absolute lock.
Zimmerman was there!
See a kid who always knew he was gonna achieve his dreams. I'm proud of that kid there and for the commitment he's always had. And you think about all the sacrifices that you made over your entire life. You know, I'm just so grateful and thankful for my family, my brothers especially, for the way that they always looked after me as the youngest, built me up, gave me confidence and encouragement. Not only grateful for the journey and what it's brought to me in my life, but grateful to represent the United States.
These are the games you throw it all on the line to play again.
Going into 8th grade is when I really transitioned to just playing soccer. Fortunate to play for the youth national teams, got that feeling of representing my country at a young age. And now with my wife Sally, my son Tucker, I can't wait for him to look back on these games in the World Cup and say, man, I'm proud of my dad, not only for the soccer player that he's become, but also just for the way that he loves me and my family. I'm hoping that we can be a team and a generation that can inspire kids across the United States to say, I want to be on the men's national team when I grow up. I want to represent the United States in the World Cup. And to get to where I am now it's incredible. And it's, like I said, it's destiny.
Well, Walker Zimmerman looking to marshal the U.S. backline at this tournament the same way he does for Nashville in Major League Soccer. Zimmerman, a two-time MLS Defender of the Year. He's been included in MLS's best starting 11 in each of the last 4 years. The U.S. forced to contend with an England side that enjoyed an incredible start to this tournament. 5 different players leaving their mark in that 6-2 demolition of Iran. Kelly smiling over here. It equaled the most goals England has ever scored in a World Cup match.
But the win may have come at a cost. Harry Kane picked up an ankle injury, which forced him to exit the match. His status moving forward is a bit unclear. For the latest on this developing story, let's check in with our very own Jeff Shreves.
The England coaching staff, the squad and their fans are all holding their collective breath with the overnight news that Harry Kane was sent for a scan on his ankle injury this morning. He sustained it during the game against Iran, and perhaps it's caught everybody by surprise. During the game, he was injured in the 48th minute, but played on till the 75th. After the game, Coach Gareth Southgate and Kane himself said, absolutely fine, no issues. I myself saw him walking around in flip-flops, didn't seem to be any concern. But Kane has had problems with his ankles in the past. He missed 20 games with Tottenham with the issue and also employs his own ankle strengthening coach, which perhaps goes to show why there is so much concern around what is easily England's most important player. We should get an update from the coach shortly, and hopefully we'll have it with you before Spain-Costa Rica. Back to you, Jenny.
Jeff, thank you for the latest. Well, England will be looking to secure a round of 16 berth on Friday. The U.S. unbeaten in 2 previous World Cup matches between these countries, and coverage will be live on Fox as we are counting down the days. But quick reaction, I need to start with Kelly here, and just hearing Jeff mention that Kane has dealt with ankle injuries in the past. How concerned are you, scale of 1 to 10?
I'm biting my nails.
Are you really?
Yeah, it's that much
so
of
over
a
10.
key. Yeah, I'd say 10. It is a big worry because Gareth Southgate has only brought Callum Wilson as a backup. Yes, you've got Rashford, but he's the only out-and-out number 9. Wilson, he's only got 4 caps. So if Harry Kane's not fit, he holds up the ball for us, he sets players off, he comes deep into the pocket. He's a major part of this England team. And I know a lot of fans now are worried. Hopefully the scan reveals that he's okay and he can get back on the pitch against USA because he is a massive part of this team.
Yeah, I hear Kelly's really worried about the game on Friday, that England is really worried.
I am, if he's not playing.
If he's not playing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Truly?
He's that big of a key player for this England team.
That makes me so happy that you are worried. Look, the reason why he is so good is not just, the ability to score, but he does it in a way that nobody else even comes close, and they haven't found anybody that even comes close to approximating it. Usually you have someone, we know it's a lesser version, but they can come in and they don't fundamentally change the way that you play. But this guy here, with the way that he plays, they don't have anybody. They don't have anybody to replace him. And so, Kelly, to your point, I think you're right in that there is a worry. Now, there is plenty of depth and there is plenty of talent, and I'm not crying for England or Gareth Southgate in terms of the depth that they have. But they are going to look and play in a very, very different way with him, with Harry Kane and without Harry Kane.
Yeah, and I agree with both Kelly and Lexi as well. I mean,
Good morning,
even
Kevin.
if he's maybe not having his best performance on the field, he still is that presence on the field that you can't
Have a
switch
great day.
off
We'll talk
because
at you
at
later.
any moment he could make you punish. There's several players around the world that have that presence within their teams, and he's a big one. And I think for the U.S. in preparation for that England match, with Harry Kane, without Harry Kane, I think their focus should just be on themselves and kind of regrouping from that Wales match so that they can get ready for England. But it would be a massive, massive moment if he is unable to play. It looked bad.
England have a good bench though. Grealish, Foden, Rashford coming off. They just set the game alight when they come on. But he's that focal point. If he's not playing down that middle, it's a problem.
Well, and clearly they had the goals, and for confidence-wise, that's a huge boost. But for you to say you're worried, I'm okay with that on this desk, Kelly. So at this point, I'm going to sit back.
Yeah, we don't want anybody to get hurt.
I don't want
anybody, and we want the best players in the tournament. Absolutely.
I always want to see the best.
Exactly. But when we watched France yesterday, right? Benzema goes out and Giroud is able to come in. It's not a like for like, but what you are losing is this. When it comes to England, ultimately, they don't have anybody that plays in the same way that Harry Kane is. That's why he gets the big bucks. That's why he scores the goals, and that's why we are even talking about it.
What day is it? Wednesday? He's got a couple days. We'll be back. We will be following that story, of course, very closely. Well, fan celebrations are sponsored by Google Pixel, and the fans have arrived in Qatar, celebrating their teams in full force and such passion throughout the World Cup. Another big crowd expected at Khalifa International Stadium for Germany's clash with Japan, and the Germans eyeing 3 points at the expense of Japan. We will talk a little bit about our players to watch next.
That's 16 dead bodies in a buried shipping container. These aren't just connected cases. This is a serial killing.
Welcome in. Good morning. We're getting started here. Early start. 8 a.m. game. Germany, Japan. This is going to be a fun call. Interesting call. You got a lot of players on through both rosters that play professionally on these two teams. Not something you'd expect here, maybe, but that's what we got. So, kind of looking forward to this as to what these two can bring to it. Hopefully, not going to have a 0-0 dead tie match like we had yesterday. Hopefully, we'll have some goals scored and some points on the board. So, we're a couple minutes from going here, about 16 minutes out till the drop of the clock. 16 minutes roughly out. We're listening to the pregame warm-up. Put together by Fox. If you're listening over here in the United States, I believe it's also on Telemundo. They're running it as well for the Spanish coverage of it, if you're looking for that. If not, if you can't get either one, you're glad to stay here with us. We'll have some fun. We'll react and engage and all that kind of good stuff as the game progresses. Say hello in the chat as you come in. We'd love to talk with people and hang out. And we'll see how this one's going to go. We're always early soccer, the last couple of days. I never know if it's going to be really strong like it was the first day, if it's going to be slower. We kind of play it out. So we'll see here. We are at a commercial break. They are running some of the commercials. I usually just turn down my TV for that because I don't feel like listening to them, to be honest with you. So, and we're, one day out from Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving Eve. Turkey time is tomorrow. I hope my wife brings me, I got to talk to her about bringing me back a plate. She's going to her parents' house for dinner, which should be interesting. I will be here. Soccer first game in the morning. We're doing it for the heck of it. I'm up, so I'm going to throw it up. I might be in and out a little bit. And then we got football Americana all day long on the primary channel tomorrow. It's going to be a long day of broadcasting. It's going to be a 13 or 14-hour day of broadcasting tomorrow. So that will be a lot of fun. They're showing one more. Is it a World Cup New Balance commercial, I guess? Yep, of course it is. All right, here they are coming back in. Let's see what they're going to say.
Stadium is where England claimed a 6-2 win over Iran on Monday. Today, it's the site for the first match in Group E between Germany and Japan. It's also the third all-time meeting between the two countries. The last meeting, a 2-2 draw in 2006, and this the first time they've ever met in a World Cup. And Serge Gnabry, a key figure in the Germany attack. Kelly, I have a feeling you got your eye on him today.
I have. He's a forward, Jenny, and he played for my former club team, Arsenal.
There you go.
Back in England. He's a fantastic player, especially when he gets going. His pace is phenomenal. He can take you on the left and the right. He's playing his football in Germany now. And he's just a brilliant all-out attacking player. He likes to get to the flanks, cross balls. He scores goals too. He gets the team going.
Yeah, and, my player to watch is Tom Müller. I think it was a little question mark whether or not he was going to start. He has 118 caps, 44 goals, 33 years old. Lex, is that old? I'm not sure. But he did not score in Russia in 2018. So they're going to look to him to come up big. He's still, in my opinion, I think he's got a lot left to give.
Well, you know who else has a lot left to give? Yuto Nagamoto. Plays over there in Tokyo, and while we talk a lot about the youth of this Japan team, and it has been freshened and youthened up for this cycle, this guy with 36 years old, 138 caps, 4 goals, playing in his 4th World Cup. You'll see him out there on that right back position. He has played in every minute of all of the past 11 World Cup games for Japan, and he just keeps getting stronger and better.
Well, Germany seeking their 68th all-time World Cup victory. They won only one of their 3 group matches 4 years ago in Russia.
world doesn't come together like this very often. But when it does, the results can be extraordinary. Qatar is committed to that idea,
Ali. Good morning, Mark.
Growing its potential as a partner, investor, and innovator, with possibilities that are unlimited and rewards that are priceless. Let the world play and become part of our story.
I get skeptical when things seem too good to be true. You could say I'm a realist.
Good morning to all coming in. Thank you for being here this morning. Ali, appreciate you posting that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We're about 10 minutes out. They're getting their commercials in. They are finishing up all their fun stuff that they're doing. Get ready for Germany, Japan here. Germany, Japan.
There's so many things I didn't even know I had billing me. 10 million % recommended. Assuming balling is a good.
It's an early morning, yes. Early morning. I'm trying to work on some of my other shows. I technically have 4 streams today. So that's kind of crazy in itself, right?
On average, we save our members up to
I
$30
know.
a year. Download Rocket Money today.
The biggest sport in the world needs a hot sauce with a kick in every drop.
They advertise this hot sauce every day. Every day, every stream, they advertise this hot sauce. And they don't even put it on the food on the commercial. Like, you can see that the bottle's not pouring out anything on people's food.
Always the perfect amount of heat every time. America loves Tapatio. A kick in every drop.
That's funny to me. Krieger, good morning. Good morning.
Rams cross, kick, goal! Havertz, oh, what a goal! And Germany cruise to Qatar. He scores! What a strike! Karu Mitoma has sent Japan to the World Cup.
Well, we are approaching kickoff at Khalifa International Stadium. Germany and Japan seeking a strong start in Group E. Spain and Costa Rica, the other 2 teams in this group. And Germany always attracting attention at World Cup crowds. And look at the fans. They're just loving it every single day. What is there to be upset about? They're here to support their teams in full force, and we are enjoying every bit of it. Jenny Taft, Kelly Smith, Carly Lloyd, Alexi Lawless with you. We're getting closer to this one. Carly, final thoughts. What are you looking to see?
I want a lot of goals. I want an exciting match, some world-class football, soccer,
I agree.
whatever you want to call it, being played. Yeah, just hope it's a great match with some great goals.
Well, this whole past hour, you know what we've talked a lot about? Age. There's been a lot of age talk here. Old, young. I'd like to see some of the old, if you will, do some good things. And they certainly have it. They certainly have gas left in the tank on both sides. There are 30-somethings in the lineup. They're there for a reason. They've been there before. They know what it's like. They know what it's like to stand in this position. But they are mixed also with a new crop that are going to get this experience for the first time. When it comes to Germany, I expect Germany to return, if you will, to the World Cup in the way that we know them.
They've been waiting 4 long years for that opportunity. How about we call them veterans today? Will the veterans show up for both of these sides? Let's listen in and look forward to this one.
Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Germany.
أصحاب السمو والمعالي السيدات والسادة برجائكم من أمكن نشيد الوطني منتخب ألمانيا.
All right, good morning. Liam, Germany is favored to win. The Soup Nazi is here. That's a great channel name. Fantastic. I love it. Welcome in. And then Greg, a tie is a tie. Just goes down. Each team gets a point. When you win, you get 3 points. When you tie, each team gets 1. So that's the way it rolls. Welcome in, everybody. We're just getting going here. We're about another minute away from drop. And we're going to roll it out. Germany and Japan. Tipping the deuce this morning. Good morning. Thank you for tipping the deuce. Let me see. Let me see the note. Kenneth H. tipping the deuce. 500 subscribers. And for you, have a great day. Thank you, Kenneth H., for hitting up the deuce this morning. That's very nice of you. We always appreciate any love and magic we can get. We're always grateful. Always grateful. Dun, dun. Gonna be a fun day today. Got 2 soccer games this morning, or one this morning, one this afternoon. Good morning, Paul Engel. Welcome in. Here we go. About time. Let's do this thing.
Hello, morning everyone. Derek Ray and Ali Wagner with you from the 45,000 capacity Khalifa International Stadium, just 3 miles west of central Doha, a venue that dates back to 1976.
Wow.
We're ready for Germany against Japan, the opening match in Group E. Ali, the lineups are interesting.
Yeah, sliding into that right back position. They've had some issues defensively. He's going to bring more balance back there. But when you look at that front six, they're incredibly dynamic, and that is highlighted with the passing ability of Gundogan and Kimmich. Gundogan likely playing a bit deeper than he does at Man City, but that front four, they want the ball to their feet. They like to invert his wingers. They want to combine, and they want to really get Musiala going. This young 19-year-old has had an incredible season in the Bundesliga, and this could be the stage for him on the international level. And for Japan, Moriyasu's opted for experience in that back line. 3 of the 4 were in that 2018 World Cup, and that includes the captain Yoshida. He's in midfield. Endo, he's going to be the one that sets the tempo. He's alongside Tanaka, who has more height and ability in the air. And then again, up front, there's no pure 9, so this is going to be a front group that is going to look to play off of each other. In particular,
Two teams per group. 2 per group, Greg.
This attack.
2 per group. Here we go. Let's do it.
Well, Japan have the capacity to be obdurate opponents. This is quite the advert for the Bundesliga, I must say. 12 from the German Oberhaus, beginning the game for the two sides, and 1 more from the second division in Germany, the Zweite Bundesliga, on the bench. Looking at Hajime Moriyasu, the man at the Japanese helm, was coach of their Olympic team.
Good morning, Stephanie.
They made it all the way to the semi-finals. Set a target for themselves of the last 8 at this World Cup. Might be lofty, ambitious. We shall see. So Germany hoping to make a fresh...
Here we go, we're off.
The disappointments of World Cup 2018 and the Euros last year. No one expects a cakewalk, a Kantersieg, to use the German word, for an easy win against a confident and competent Japan.
It only took you 30 seconds to get your German in there, huh?
You might have to be ready for a few more such words, Ali. And an early touch for Antonio Rüdiger, who was the defensive chief for Hansi Flick. Nico Schlick of Borussia Dortmund is playing alongside him, and Niklas Süle, getting the touch now, is the right back of choice.
Yeah, and with his ability, we know that he can carry the ball forward. He's got great range. He'll play those long diagonals, but I do think that is his defensive balance that he brings to this back line that is going to be important, especially against a Japanese side that has said they want to soak up pressure and try to play on the break.
Forward by Schlotterbeck, previously with Freiburg, joined Dortmund in a big money deal, $20 million US. Yuto Nagatomo brought to work. Operating at left back, so vastly experienced, second on the all-time caps list for the Samurai Blue, as they call themselves. Jamal Musiala getting on the ball, and what a season he's enjoying for Germany's Rekordmeister, FC Bayern München.
And already a glimpse at how fearless he is.
So it's Gnabry, a change of direction. To park with the ball. Stabbed away in the nick of time by Hiroki Sakai.
I don't think they have ninjas on there.
Be part of this formidable Bayern block. We thought it would be an all Bayern block in the defensive midfield and attacking midfield positions, but Ilkay Gündoğan gets the start, and maybe an opportunity here for Germany. It's going to be, I think, a bit of a revolving door in attack. Havertz in the lineup, Thomas Müller.
Nice clear.
In the lineup. We spoke about Gnabry, we spoke about Musiala, no Leroy Sané because of a knee injury.
Good morning, Butterfly.
On the front foot in the first couple of minutes. So it was a wretched campaign for the National Elf 4 years ago. Start against Mexico. Wasn't an awful lot better at the Euros. They got out of the group, but ultimately succumbed to England in the knockout stages. Rüdiger, who plays his football these days in Spain for Real Madrid, as with Chelsea in England. Ambitious there. David Raum is very much a forward-going left-back for Germany.
Yeah, and that diagonal is going to be on, as Japan likes to play in more condensed areas defensively. But as you said, Derek, I mean, this German side knows.
Welcome in, everybody.
They left a lot of their performance and talents on the table.
If you
when
are
they didn't
brand
get out
new,
of
say
group
hello
4
to the
years
chat. We'd
ago.
love to
Kimmich
talk
spoke
with
of it yesterday, and that experience, he thinks, has really set the stage for this tournament. They understand it's not about having the best players, it's about having the best team. And those are two very different things often.
They do mirror each other to an extent, Germany and Japan, when you look at strengths and weaknesses. And here's the hard-running Daisen Maeda. This is club football for Celtic, the Scottish champions. He's not a natural finisher, but you're going to see him cover a fair bit of ground.
Yeah, and if he can provide that pressure and help gain some green for Japan, that'll be important. But he also runs that channel incredibly well, and that's going to free up space between the lines for those wingers of Ito, of Kubo, and of course Kamada in the central area. If they can find some pockets of space under that back line, that is where Japan wants to live.
Germany very likely will have the lion's share of ball possession, but Japan can be very capable on the pressing front. There goes Junya Ito on that right-hand side, and he's successfully chiseled out of the situation.
Yes, the game has started.
Wing play from this Japanese side has been incredibly important for them as we get a look at the turnover in midfield. That is what Japan is waiting for, these transitions. They invite you to those central areas and then they punish you. In this case, the job is not done yet, but they earn a set piece.
They're in the 5th minute. Butterfly. It's in the center of the screen.
Bundesliga club, and he has been so very entertaining in this campaign. Not just entertaining, but productive. 7 goals in 13 Bundesliga matches for the Adler. And had 3 assists to that story as well.
Yeah, and just watching, Hansi Flick's going to have to see it, but watching the way he pops into those spaces, the timing of his movement, it's a thing of beauty when you look at a number 10 and how they expose the opposition and just toy with them.
Rocky Sakai used to play in Germany for Hannover. Schlotterbeck intervening there, away by Rüdiger. The feeling out stages here at the Khalifa International Stadium.
These teams both look fast. Both fast.
First game of the competition for Germany and Japan. It should be a really absorbing group, this. Spain and Costa Rica, the other participants, they'll be facing each other later.
Do you guys like that running clock I did the other day? Should I go and get that? I mean, I can go and get it.
Slight finish down ahead of this tournament. When fit, he's very
They've got the normal standard clock in the middle there.
Flick.
Just tells you what minute they're in.
Thomas Müller, 5 goals in his first World Cup 2010, 5 more second time around 2014.
Morning, Francisco.
Kept quiet in 2018. Still, you can't argue with 10 altogether at the World Cup.
And you heard Carly in the studio talk about how you can't switch off when Harry Kane's on the field when you're around the 18s. Same can be true for Müller.
Zule, obviously with Bayern, now with Dortmund. He's actually been playing at right back for the Schwarz-Gelben, Borussia Dortmund, since match day 9. Well, we think of him really as a central defender. Kai Havertz might enjoy something of a roving commission in this setup. To take it, 139th international appearance. Quite the trailblazer he's been down the years. Fruitful career in European football for the most part. Joshua Kimmich steers it back to İlkay Gündoğan.
There it is.
Well, that was what they had in mind, and it certainly was what Canada had in mind. And away now.
Here they come.
Ito to play it in.
There it is, that quickly. Japan on top.
Pick the pocket of the opposition and to act quickly on the back of it.
And that's exactly what Japan wants to do. Just make you feel a sense
Oh, did they
of
pull it
comfort
off?
in those central areas.
They say offsides?
And then they're going to double down. And
I think they said offsides.
One forces Gundogan to swivel the other way. The other wins it, and now here comes
offsides. They called it offsides.
Offside position, but that is the
Wow.
right texture on the pass.
That
the
hurts.
right idea, the right run. Just all too early.
Offsides. Goal pulled off.
He suffered from the same fate.
Yeah. The timing that little bit off. No one's got to hesitate these days, saying that a goal has been chalked off, because VAR can alter the course of events, but clearly offside there. Daisen Maida, but a warning issued.
Spot on.
Yep.
Wow.
And again,
tenacious challenge put in by Wataru Endo, another Bundesliga pro. Plays for Stuttgart. This is the sort of game we suspected we might see. Germany trying to play keep ball. Japan, when they win it back, looking to be ferocious in terms of getting players forward, Ali.
Yep, they're shifting across the pitch, filling gaps, but close enough to the next player that is going to receive it that they can then either harry a long touch, an errant pass, making Germany feel comfortable in these moments, and then springing into defense to force the turnover.
Ilkay Gundogan of Manchester City. His manager Pep Guardiola has agreed to a contract extension, going into the club until 2025. It's very highly valued by Guardiola. They live quite close to each other in actual fact, just a stone's throw away from each other.
Now, how do you know that?
As commentators, we know these silly little things.
Now I'm slightly frightened.
Yeah, maybe you should be. Rüdiger. Süle. Here is Schlotterbeck. Mixed bag in terms of his Dortmund performances this season. He's very aggressive, but could often get it into trouble. Flighted ball towards Serge Gnabry.
Yeah, we saw him give away a penalty in Nations League to England just because of that. A little bit of aggressiveness out of the back line, but a good early look there, Derek, with you're seeing the left back push on and Ram, and he's getting high, and that's dragging back the winger on the right side for Japan, Ito, but they're looking to play the diagonal then and get out this near side. So overload that far and hope to find some space on the near at times.
Tremendous respect for Japan in German ranks. They know so many of these players from the Bundesliga. History of Japanese success in the Bundesliga. Hansi Flick was telling me yesterday that he's an avowed fan of the Japanese game. Knows this is not going to be straightforward for the Nationalelf. Wants to pick up those high positions. Plays for Leipzig nowadays, previously with Hoffenheim and Fürth prior to that. One of the best crossers in the Bundesliga. He's down by Ko Itakura. Also plays in the Bundesliga for Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Japan likes to attack quick.
Very assertive.
Germany has to be careful. They have to finish their attacks on that last one. Havertz doesn't make the near post run, and he had to because that winger was under so much pressure. That was likely the only spot that cross was going to land in.
Initial thought is this reminds me a bit of recent Germany-Hungary matches. We'll come back to it as Germany try to threaten using.
Except that Hungary scored early in that one, right? The one they lost, or a different one?
Well, they've met so many times in recent years, and also at the Euros last year. It's Musiala who was on the move just then. It's in the Nations League, Hungary coming out on top in the group. He was predicting that before it started. Kimmich, midfield fulcrum, but Japan trying to stand up to Germany here. Kept in by Serge Gnabry. Always looks a bit strange when Kimmich is there and Leon Goretzka is not. They're great friends off the pitch as well, the Bayern pair, but it's Gundogan who's been given the nod. Schlotterbeck, Sakai, Junya Ito, a bit optimistic that time. And a reminder that later today on Fox, it's Spain versus Costa Rica, and also Belgium against Canada.
I'm going to do Belgium-Canada.
Matches for all four.
I'm tempted to do Spain-Costa
World
Rica.
Cup coverage continues here on Fox. I spent a lot of time in Germany. I was there just 3 weeks ago. I can tell you that expectations are on an even keel. Predicting grand things. See how it develops for Musiala and company. Now with Joshua Kimmich. More tenacity from Japan.
Maybe not grand things for this German side as a whole, but just watching Musiala already in the early goings. Young player at 19 and taking on, dribbling between the lines, and those are the areas that Japan wants to regain possession in and launch that counter.
Now Tanaka playing in the centre of midfield. He's also German-based, but in the Zweite Bundesliga, the second division with Fortuna Düsseldorf. Ito went after it. Without a goal-scoring threat. Season in Ligue 1 in France. And for Reims in Champagne.
He's a big dude, I was noticing
On the way
that.
to Manuel Neuer. We haven't spoken about him yet. You've got to speak about him when you discuss this Germany side. This is an interpretation of a #1 position. Remember a few years ago, Kicker magazine called him the first falsche Fünf, the first false five, as opposed to a false 9.
I gotcha.
You get the description,
yes.
Yeah? So saw one for Sakai.
And predictably, he's going to see a lot of this today with that diagonal from Rudiger hitting Rom, getting forward from that outside back position. Well-timed challenge there from Sakai. And they've got to close down. I was curious coming into this match, you know, how Japan was going to defend their 18. Were they going to try to get out and suffocate this service? And Rom in particular, you have a great serve of the ball.
Wriggling there, Kai Havertz. And a corner to Germany this time.
And this is where Germany has an advantage over this Japanese team with their ability in the air on set pieces. A couple of targets, Rudiger being one of them. And we see that player usually on the near, right now on the goalkeeper, it's Gnabry. He might check off if he stays there and be that near post flick on option.
Joshua Kimmich to take it. He's taken more corners in the Bundesliga this season than any other player. Schlotterbeck and Rudiger from the back. Barton, a referee from El Salvador, just with a little bit of checking to do. All as well. Over it comes from Kimmich. Rudiger! Oh! Not all that far away.
Just missed.
Up ahead of Antonio Rudiger for Germany.
And just surprising to me that Japan opts not to mark him up. He just fades to the back post, and this is well drawn up, well scripted. He's wide open there. And he gets closed down quickly by Sakai as he's just reading the flight of the ball. He was marking another player, and then he has to adjust, and he throws Rudiger off just enough as he lunges into him, and Rudiger misses that near post.
There's confidence from Maya Yoshida. Watching him closely in the Bundesliga, his first ever season in the German top flight, playing for Schalke, sadly the bottom club. Captain of his club side, he faced a few of these Germany players when Schalke met Bayern just a week and a half ago. A win for FC Bayern. Musiala with a couple of assists.
And electric ones at that. Little fancy back heel.
A friend of mine asked Yoshida after the game, he said, are you looking forward to facing Musiala again shortly? He just smiled and asked the question back, would you? France here a little bit removed from the action. Further away than at some of the other venues. Don't forget
No, both teams get a point when there's a tie. You get 3 for a win, and if there's a
England against the USA, and coverage
tie,
starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox. 1-1 draw for the United States. Their first time of asking against Wales.
I had to bring that up, huh?
Well, it wasn't a terrible result, was it?
It was
decent.
And I do think positive performances from some players are important. They can take on to the next match.
England and Iran, 6-2. That was actually here, this very same stadium. The referee moves in to penalise Takefusa Kubo. Moving away from the scene of the crime, was catching Thomas Müller. Usually the loudest player out there on the pitch, Thomas Müller. They don't call him Radio Müller for nothing, Radio Müller. Trying to vary it here, Germany.
Oh, great play!
Managed to keep that in play. Zula with the header down. Forceful, overly forceful by Kai Havertz.
Yeah, and his players should also be telling him just to calm down. That's an unnecessary foul.
Well represented.
First game was a tie.
To make it to the last
win, lost tie. Yep.
Is the big goal. Moriyasu man in charge. They talk a lot in Japanese
England won their game.
About the tragedy of Doha goes back to 1993 against Iraq. They had control of the board, if you like, an opportunity.
When they have the elimination rounds, they won't have ties anymore.
The very first time, and they made a mess of it.
Got to get to the elimination round first.
2-2.
Crowds are into it.
Again with Niklas Süle for Germany. So much goes through Joshua Kimmich. Now Musiala hasn't properly got going in this match just yet. Capable of dominating any game.
Oh, great shot to save!
Comes in. The opportunity finally goes begging. Gundogan, who was trying to steal in.
And even though it's offside, it's better up-tempo from Germany. You see they lull Japan into one type of movement, one tempo, and then suddenly they just shift into high gear. Just quick combinations between the line. The sweet little layoff by Gundogan. Musiala thinks he's going to have a go. Kimmich steps up and does the rest, and then the deflection, lands at the feet of Gundogan, who was in an offside position. So wouldn't count anyways, but just goes wildly swinging at that one. And here's a good look at his positioning on that far side. Just waiting for it. He wants it to his feet. Instead, had to react.
The goalkeeper, Chigonda, himself at the ball. Past the 20-minute mark. At times, chess-like instincts have taken hold, you might say. That was very casual by Nico Schlotterbeck. And he's a bit cross with himself, you have to say there. Kubo tried to make hay.
Easy ball back by Rudiger, and then Rudiger just returns the ball to him, but he leaves that touch out there for the taking, and Maeda had got the inside track on Zula to get on the end of that, but necessary intervention sends that out over the end line.
Will be Daichi Kamada to deliver.
And we see Japan play some shorter options, usually wrinkles in their set pieces.
Endo, Yoshida, Maeda, all in there. Trying something different here, Japan. Sakai was one of the players up, so to Itakura. Through for the goal kick. Itakura, who's come back from injury, was out for the best part of 60 days with Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, and Itakura and Sakai at that back post. And Sakai's claiming this goes off the back of Joshua Kimmich, Raum. But those are the angles that Japan is going to look to change set pieces on, so they get an advantage over this German side that is dominant in the air.
Nico Schlotterbeck had something of a nightmare just under 2 weeks ago. Dortmund went to Gladbach. suffered a bit of a pasting, and he was culpable. Mats Hummels was also playing in that game, and Mats Hummels, we should of course point out, is not with Germany at this World Cup. Slightly controversial, but he wasn't going to start. Hansi Flick and his coaching staff building for the future. Remember, Germany hosting the next Euro 2024. Here's Gnabry. Süle. See that block in place for Japan. And they do defend as a unit. Remember the way they really stifled the United States in a friendly in Düsseldorf not so long ago, Ali.
Yeah, no, fair. And that's where we actually saw one of the goals that Japan created just from inviting balls into those central areas and quickly transitioning into attack. Incredibly organized defensively. Yoshida talked about it yesterday, that the ethos of this team is built upon that, the defensive side first, and how it's a collective effort from this group.
Trying to keep it as interactive as I can.
Cup appearance. Closing in on Sepp Meyer's 19.
Stephanie Butterfly, how is the signal?
Distinctive gate and going to play it through there.
Is there any lag to anything today, and how is the sound?
Again, Schlotterbeck. See if they can use Kai Havertz. In the thick of things, Itakura and the missed kick by Sakai for Japan.
It doesn't come off, Derek, but that is an important look for Germany. The transition to the transition of Japan. If Japan isn't secure when they go, can they now break really quickly?
No issue with lag or being dropped today? No issue lag or being dropped, Paul?
And by the way, how fun is it to watch Musiala between the lines?
I see people going in and out pretty quick. I was just making sure it wasn't a lag.
Pause here. All eyes on the referee. Just telling everybody to calm down. Quite sure what
he needs
information he's getting. Yeah. Well, there is a check for a possible penalty, but it's going to be the game. Endo.
Oh, come on. Thank goodness.
No transgression.
That would have been harsh.
This has been the pattern, hasn't it? Opening 25 minutes. Germany being given license to pass it around in this sector of the pitch. Japan very well organised, here with a clear tactical plan. And the hope is that when they do win the ball quickly, 2 or 3 passes later, the alarm bells might be ringing for Germany. Here's Kai Havertz. Musiala dishing it off to his Bayern teammate Kimmich. Gnabry, who wants it? Almost inside the box. Gundogan in there too. It was Kimmich seemed to come off. Joshua Kimmich more than Bayern man really knowing an awful lot about it. Süle, safety first. Schlotterbeck for Gundogan.
And 5 players right now for Germany lines. Initially in that back line and the midfield line. That's a space they're looking to dominate.
Gundogan who's so adroit on the ball. Kimmich. Baum wanting to pass rather than cross. It's Musiala. Away by Sakai. First time we've said that.
No, it may be one of the first times he's been unselfish. When he's in the 18, I think you go at the defender there and force him into a precarious situation.
Good morning. Yeah, it is early in Nevada.
Schlotterbeck. Gundogan. With Süle. Find the gap in the Japanese defence. Müller. Quite what he wanted to do. Just falling on the ball as he did. Süle left there by Gnabry. Here's Thomas Müller for Germany.
Oh, nice save.
By Gundogan, straight at Gonda.
Again, it's well done, though, by Germany. The cutback ball was on in this situation. Just tricky play by Gnabry. He lets that run through his legs for Müller, who understands that that space is going to be on because Japan is going to be retreating. And Gundogan goes himself, but Raum was upset at that far side because he wanted that ball played into space.
Japan here deciding to build from the back. Germany looking to press. Remember, for a wrap-up of all the World Cup highlights, special guests and in-depth insight, it's World Cup Tonight with Kate Abdo, Mo Edu, and America's World Cup fan, Chad Ochocinco, giving us his fan experience. That's nightly at midnight on Fox.
Of all people, Chad Ochocinco.
We don't do the midnight shifts. We're in bed by then. Here's Gnabry. To position was Ito. It's Gundogan and the Raum across.
Oh, another great save!
And it comes. The shot there from Gundogan wouldn't go in for
Japan's goalie is on it.
A pinball there, and the Raum tries again. Usually knows how to deliver an excellent ball. It's away by Itakura. Another attempt by Gundogan though.
Yeah, and continuing in the same vein, playing in these central areas. This time they release in the half space, Raum getting forward, and you've got runners in the box. You've got incredible organization, but just well defended by Japan and Gonda in particular.
Zule is going to have to react. He tried to put in the challenge. Niklas Zule. Rudiger taking over. That's what he does, and then he was finally caught by Takefusa Kubo, plays for Real Sociedad in La Liga in Spain. He's on the books of Barcelona as a very
If you're brand new today, hit that subscribe. A lot more soccer.
Real Madrid, but
football coming
Real Sociedad and
on this channel. FIFA Cup
thing
coverage
about Japan,
all the way
in
through.
the old days, it used to be the majority of their players were in the J-League. The last few years, more and more sought to make a living for themselves, not just in Europe, but in top leagues in Europe.
And you've got to think they were upset to see this draw, right? Because this would be the best time for them to meet their goal, get into that quarterfinal game, but difficult task ahead. Not only Germany, but Spain and Costa Rica as the other opponents.
Possession-wise, 75% for Germany up to this stage.
And Japan is fine with that. This is exactly what they set up to do, and they want to be potent when they get the ball. They know it's going to be limited opportunities, but they want to take those chances when they come.
Nice pass, here's Kimmich, and there's an opening. Raum getting really high up, and Gonda goes in on a couple of occasions. The referee has pointed to the spot. It's gone against Gonda. That's the decision on the pitch. David Raum was ultimately felled, and a huge opportunity.
Big opportunity here
for Germany.
And this is when Germany has looked the most dangerous. They overload one side and then they release the far side. Excellent vision from Kimmich, just feathers this one in behind. Questions about whether or not he's going to be onside. But certainly a foul by Gonda coming out. He has no defenders in front of him to help make a play, so he's got to cut down the angle. And too eager.
Everything has to be checked, of course. He had two bites at him, if you like, didn't he, Gonda?
Yes.
David Raum. The Japanese players trying to make their case, but not all that voluble. Gonda now being given his instructions with regard to making sure he doesn't leave the line.
Can't argue with the refs. They don't take any lip.
Ready to strike for Germany. They've had most of the possession going. They have created
all right, here we go. Penalty kick.
Opportunities. They've had looks at goal.
And a bit of gamesmanship there from Yoshida. Just trying to get in the head of Gundogan. Anything to throw off the penalty taker.
just about ready now. And it's İlkay Gündoğan. Just what Hansi Flick.
Germany on the board.
Gonda with the foul on Raum. And the rest is now history. 1-0 for Germany.
Well, first Gündoğan just steps up and coolly sends the goalkeeper Gonda the wrong way. Waits till the last second just to close down his hips. And that one finds itself in the back of the net and gets his team and his staff off the bench and rewards the selection of Hansi Flick of Gündoğan over Goretzka.
Oh,
but you said it, Derek. Germany's been on the front foot.
Gündoğan getting the starting decision. Probably on Goretzka. Japan now chasing this game. Have defended doggedly, very much as a team. With plan A having failed, what's plan B? To what extent do they alter things? Do they alter the thinking? Have to open up. Still a long way to go, of course, as Kai Havertz went bundling into his opponent, Wataru Endo. Who used to play under an American-born coach in Stuttgart, Pellegrino Matarazzo. No longer there, but did a very fine job, especially to keep them up under difficult circumstances at the end of last season. Yoshida just trying to get the message across to some of his teammates. It didn't quite go to plan, and it certainly didn't go to plan for Japan, thinking back to the penalty incident, Ali.
No, and now, as you said, it's a question of do you shift your tactics? Because in this group, it's incredibly competitive. I mean, they're going to feel like they have to get something out of today.
So we haven't really seen Sakai get forward in that fashion until now. It is a corner conceded by Raum.
This is a Japanese team that can cause problems for opponent in possession. Beyond the idea that they can play in transition, they can easily pin in the opposition and utilize the quick movements and the interplay.
Amada to take it. Member of the Eintracht Frankfurt side that won the UEFA Europa League last season. Trying to curl this one away. Able to find Tanaka. Goes back off the boot of Nagatomo from Japan.
And Germany figured out the short corner very quickly from Japan. They sent out Gnabry over there, took away that option.
See if Japan can change things here. Sakai really was getting stuck in. Play raging on. Gündoğan back there as the extra covering player.
But this could be the fear for Japan, is the transition to transition if this game opens up. Germany equally as potent in moments like that.
Just a quick word there with Gündoğan. It's on with the game. The urgency from Sakai just seconds ago. About players in Japan as opposed to overseas based. He's back in Japan now with one of our Reds. As I mentioned, did have a spell in Germany with Hannover 96 in 2012 and 2016. Marseille had a good time with Marseille in the year 2018-2019. Sakai's pass and Raum was misjudging that one. Ito.
Welcome in, Caddy, the rat.
Raum. That word, by the way, Raum, translates from German into English as space, and he has been able to find a fair bit of that on the left in this first half, Ali.
How long were you waiting to drop that? No, he certainly has, and that's largely because Germany's been playing over on this near side more often, and they're dragging over Japanese numbers and then looking to change the point.
Gnabry on the move. Intricately blocked by Yoshida. Recently in the Schalke Bayern game. Here it comes from Müller. Schlotterbeck is quickly onto it for Germany. Bodies in there, including Gnabry. Towards Kimmich. Müller.
Japan's goalie came flying out of there. They had a chance for a second. Had a chance with a wide open
second
goal.
game for the United States is on Black Friday. England against the USA. Mouth-watering prospect, isn't it? Coverage starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Spread the word to your friends and family if they don't know. They should really know.
Yes.
Should know by now.
I'd hope so.
Schlotterbeck. Well, certainly one of the big decisions at the start. Would it be Schlotterbeck? Would it be Süle in central defence with perhaps Thilo Kehrer? Last time at right back. So fútbol. And a bit of a lone furrow that time for Japan. And here again is Nico Schlotterbeck. Musiala hasn't quite been able to bring his considerable influence to bear on the proceedings the way perhaps we thought he might, but there's still time for him.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can just see, though, how dangerous he is. Incredibly tight space, is able to get away from that first, second defender, but usually not that third right now because of the discipline and tight shape of Japan.
This one is Kubel, lung-bursting run, and he did wonderfully well to
what
keep
a great
it in
save.
play. Well, did he keep it in play? Was certainly willing to make that long run, straying in fact. On his way towards the ball, you can see exactly where he strayed, offside here.
Clear as day, but it's a good in-to-out run. That channel is on for him.
So he got the second part right. Did stay in, but he was offside.
And just look at that right now, Derek. You see on that far side, they just don't have the numbers. Now Gundogan's going to go try to be that +1, but they're not looking to penetrate usually on that far side. They're coming to this near side, using Süle to add in, to drag that first defender closer. This is where they're looking to take the advantage and get into that more advanced area, draw Japan numbers over, and then release the far side.
Musiala, Müller, back to Gundogan. He's been shot happy in this first half. Slithers through to Gonda.
Both him and Kimmich have that ability.
33rd minute penalty from Ilkay Gundogan. The difference between Germany and Japan. First game in this group, Spain and Costa Rica. It's the second match, Musiala and Raul. And here's Jamal Musiala, and Müller steering it back, and Kimmich was just leaning back. Goal kick.
And again, just incredibly incisive passing from Germany. The quick play, the quick tempo, the advancing run from your left back, that gives Musiala a little bit of space. And then so many of the players in these central areas, because Germany will attack and try to penetrate centrally once they get around the 18. So many of the players play the way they're facing. That helps you with tempo. That releases that next player's action.
These soccer fans really love the way
passing happens with this dynamic front six.
Japan are going to be penalised here. Just tried to make the move. With the ball under control there, Itakura.
Raum is in.
Let's see if they can find David Raum. It's Musiala. And Raum on the left. Müller is waiting in the centre. Covering up there. Plenty of cover for Japan. And it's Gonda who has it once again.
This goalie's actually done a really good job overall for Japan.
Moriyasu, a respected coaching figure. He's a very good player for Japan back in the day. be asking an awful lot of Japan to make it to the quarterfinals just because of the degree of difficulty in this group. It's one thing to get Germany, to draw Germany in your group. It's another thing to have Spain as well, Ali.
Certainly so, and I think that's why you saw some more urgency after Japan went down 1-0, because there is a feeling that they have to get something out of this game or against Spain. And you said it to me before we kicked off, that the feeling is that Costa Rica can take care of itself.
Kimmich and Musiala have gone sprinting into the box for Germany. Gnabry and Raum to head it back. Havertz in the centre. Gnabry did well. Musiala. And Ito tried to do the defensive covering, but it's with the omnipresent Raum. Interchanging there with Thomas Müller. Gundogan.
Says about 2 minutes roughly we have left.
Shuffling it off to Gundogan.
I don't know if
Gets
there's any
involved
extra time.
once again. It's been pretty calm from Germany in terms of their work on the ball.
Just shuttling the ball about. You see everyone changing angles, going side to side, just looking for that moment where they sense there's an opening in between the lines.
Japan, officially speaking, haven't registered a shot or an attempt. We've seen 11 from Germany.
But sometimes I feel like that statistic is misleading, because that one's called back from offside, and it was a good look, and that's all Japan wants.
It comes down to which team is the more effective, and sometimes you can do that despite not creating an awful lot of chances. It's Musiala, wriggling, Jamal Musiala. He had eyes for goal.
And this is what impressed me so much doing my research coming into this World Cup, was how effective Germany can be in penetrating central areas. I mean, Japan has so many numbers around the ball, and they still opt to try to go at them in this central channel. I mean, look at this defense. And just the quick little movement, that ball right there by Kimmich to take out the lines is exceptional. And then Musiala just to pillow that down into his path, the quick swivel of his hips to get off his shot. No, the shot, it goes awry, but those are moments of beauty. If you're at home watching that, that is not normal, to be able to play in those tight spaces and create a moment that perhaps could be fruitful.
Sakai, the player on the ground. We're going to have a minimum of 4 added minutes at the end of this half. This is happened to Sakai, Ali.
Yeah.
+4,
and just gets
+4.
undercut there on the far side by Raum. When you land like that, that jerks your whole body.
Hansi Flick, first major tournament as Bundestrainer, as head coach of Germany. Previously assistant to Jogi Löw. Germany were crowned world champions.
It's good. Yeah, I like it. Not bad.
There's something of the everyman quality about him, Hansi Flick. Doesn't have an awful lot of enemies. Does himself very well at press conferences. It's an extremely important job in German society. Well, there have been 11 of them, including him. Musiala to cut in. Gnabry in that deeper position now for Germany. Just gone through David Raum. Musiala. Müller. Süle taking over. Niklas Süle, Thomas Müller. That low ball in a bit vigorous though. Really vigorous for Joshua Kimmich. Gundogan with the header on.
And good balance behind the ball. Just the countermeasures for Germany have been pretty strong. Being able to regain.
Musiala trying to return the favour there to Serge Gnabry. Musiala, who until recently used to have his mother give him a lift to training at Bayern's Zebenerstrasse headquarters. It's because he couldn't drive, wasn't old enough.
I'd gladly take my kids to training if they were going to be playing for Bayern and one day in the World Cup. All day, every day.
Don't forget, later today on Fox, Spain, Costa Rica, that's the other game in this group. And Belgium versus Canada, opening matches for all 4 countries. Stark and Landon Donovan ready to bring you the Spain-Costa Rica match.
Hey, Greg.
Seems quite passive from Japan, but it's part of the plan.
Exactly. Exactly. Just make Germany feel comfortable, have them play balls across the
you didn't like
lines,
that
going
offside
side to
call,
side,
Greg.
and then as soon as they try to penetrate, that's when they want to win it. But Germany has grown into those moments when they have penetrated in central areas. We're seeing less airs out of them with the pressure coming.
Rudiger still going from back to front, and Musiala, lovely little flick. Gnabry, Raum has made the run off to the left. Instead it's Musiala who has it. Musiala from Müller. What can Germany do here? And it comes to Kimmich.
Oh, save! There's a goal right there. Goal! 2-0 Germany.
Gonda unable to keep that one out. He looks a bit bemused.
It's about a minute left.
This is going swimmingly for Germany.
About a minute.
As we approach half-time, Havertz adds to the earlier penalty goal from Gundogan.
And it did start, though, from a deeper position. One of the first times we saw Germany skip a higher line of confrontation from Japan, and how quickly they got into this area was incredible. And looks like by that angle that Havertz is in an offside position.
Yep.
There's Havertz, told you.
But Musiala, I mean, first the layoff, then he is unselfish and releases Müller on that far side.
As you said, we always have to just hesitate, wait a moment, everything to be formally checked. The referee is having a chat with Takefusa Kubo.
That was good movement.
His instructions from the VAR centre, the goal being checked.
And just a really good example of you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't against Germany.
Yeah, offside. Not going to count.
Offside! Take it off the pin! Offside!
You think about it, Derek, I mean, the way that Germany got their
taking
first
it
goal,
off the board.
Pinning in Japan. And then even though this one doesn't stand, higher line of confrontation, Germany easily skips the pressure, and then they just slice through you.
A reprieve for Japan. At the end of this half, we've now gone 5.
Yeah, they called it. They called it again.
Was scarcely at all managed to get forward. Something of a legend in Japanese football circles, and that wasn't far away. Maeda trying to direct the header on target, and that's what could happen in a blink of an eye.
And let's not forget, Japan doesn't have a pure 9, but it's an incredible ball back in the box from Nagatomo. Just glances off the header ahead of Maeda as he's pulling out and getting that space away from Rudiger.
I can't do anything till the website updates it, Greg. I don't control that.
Agonizingly close.
It's 1-0. When they update their site, they'll change it.
Much in defensive mode. Gundogan with the penalty goal. Germany thought they had a second one through Kai Havertz, but that has been taken away. Germany 1, Japan 0.
1-0, halftime.
In the studio.
Halftime.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup halftime show on FS1 is presented by Verizon.
Germany leading Japan 1-0 at the break, and coming up on the Verizon halftime show, highlights from an eventful first half. We'll discuss whether the Germans look capable of a deep run in Qatar, and Jeff Shreves with an injury update on England striker Harry Kane.
Ah, humbug.
Happy holidays!
All right. 1-0 at half. 1-0 at half. 2 goals pulled off for offsides. 1 on each side of the field. So, interesting game so far. Interesting game. Don't forget, we're going to do the later one. Canada playing 2 o'clock today. We'll be doing that game. That should be a fun game. Here is the link for today, comma, please be there about 10 minutes to 6 p.m. Canada has a good team. Well, I'll find out today. Kind of looking forward to seeing it.
All the rules in one place. See where it takes you. Prime Video.
Prime Video.
What's for dinner? Chimera. Freshly prepared with clean ingredients.
I'm getting hungry. I'm almost ready for lunch. It's this early.
Everyone at the table.
That's what happens when you get up real early. You get stuff together.
$1 delivery fee on our app.
Thanksgiving in Big Blue, highlight of the season.
It's a big stage vibe.
You're a part of so many families' holiday. I'm fired up. This is Giants Cowboys. This is a great rivalry. Have the turkey with the family and the Cowboys games on. That's who we are. Thanksgiving football on Fox.
Nice. All right, here we go.
When you need a lawyer for the most complicated and most catastrophic injury cases out there, you need...
They beat me to it. I thought they were coming back. What's up, Greg and John? Welcome in. One more commercial. Come on. I guess they got to get them all in. I shouldn't complain. One of those deals, you know. Well, you don't need to play them back to back, though. Good Lord. Another one. Good Lord. Wow. I was all excited. I thought we were coming back to the halftime coverage. How about now?
The 2022 FIFA World Cup halftime show on FS1 is presented by Verizon.
German fans have not forgotten. Germany lost their World Cup opener to Mexico 4 years ago, but they're off to a much better start in this tournament. Gundogan's penalty giving them the lead over Japan. Jenny Taft, Kelly Smith, Carly Lloyd, Alexi Lawless with you. Well, the Germans looking to atone for their shocking group stage exit in 2018. You know what's on their mind, and a pretty strong start for the first half. Let's check out the highlights that we saw just now. Germany, Japan to the 20th minute we go.
Yeah, Germany looking to come out hot, and they did. Lots of opportunities. Long distance shot here for Kimmich. And they just kept coming throughout the half. Here we go. Gonda sees this come through a whole bunch of trees there, gets his mitts on it. He was tested throughout the half.
Yeah, and Germany's certainly got a lot of play down this left-hand side. There's room. The left back cuts it back, takes a nibble, the goalkeeper. Not just one nibble, two nibbles. It's a definite penalty. He doesn't go to ground too easy. You see the contact there. He gets back up.
Double whammy.
Double. And then it's Gundogan. Brilliant finish there. Nice, cool, calm, collected finish.
How good did that one look?
45th plus 4s we're seeing. I've been loving the German attack. Combos through the middle. Here you've got good combo play. Clearance by Japan, not enough. Save, Ganabi to Kai Havertz. But as we know, the flag was up.
Flag up. No good. VAR says no. Still only 1-0, but a lot of possession. 72% possession for Germany in that first half. It was comprehensive.
Very clear.
I don't know how to say it in German, but it was.
Okay, well, we're going to leave it at that. Germany halfway towards those 3 points that they are searching for, while England also received some good news today. We'll tell you about it after the break.
They're going to utilize their breaks, that's for sure. Share out the stream if you don't mind. Leave a like, all that kind of good stuff that'll help us out. 1-0 here at the break. Coca-Cola doing some heavy promoting. This Christmas movie where Santa Claus is holding a Hauser, it's crazy. Your dog's like, what?
Your playing team is here for you 24/7. Well, what to do? Check it out. COVID-19. Some people get it, and some people can get it bad. And for those who do get it bad, it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, asthma, or smoking. Even if symptoms feel mild.
We are at halftime right now. We are at a commercial break. I'm just waiting on their coverage to come back so I can look back in. If you're just joining us, welcome. Good to see you. Early happy Thanksgiving.
We think you should say it when things go right, too. Like when you score your dream job, sell your business, or discover she's smart, really smart. Now what? Here's what. You connect with Credential's rock-solid team serving over 50 million people with investment, insurance, and retirement know-how. Who's your rock? Visit Credential.com or speak to an advisor today.
The world doesn't come together like this very often. But when it does, the results can be extraordinary. Qatar is committed to that idea and growing its potential as a partner, investor, and innovator with possibilities that are unlimited and rewards that are priceless. Let the world play and become part of our story.
All right, here we go.
Cup halftime show on FS1 is presented by Verizon.
Well, England began this World Cup campaign with a commanding 6-2 win over Iran, but the Three Lions sweating on the fitness of Harry Kane after he was forced to exit the match in the second half. For the latest on Kane, here's our Jeff Streets.
The good news for England is that it looks like the concern surrounding Harry Kane's injured ankle is going away. We don't have the actual details of the scan because Gareth Southgate didn't speak to the media today. But crucially, we found out that Harry Kane trained with the rest of the players who took part in the game the other day against Iran. Jordan Pickford said, yep, he was out on the grass. He's moving a bit stiffly. He'll be okay. And Kyle Walker, the defender, said, yep, Harry Kane will be fine. Huge relief for England, although, as I said, we haven't had the complete all clear as yet. We should get that from the coach tomorrow. Back to you, Jenny.
Jeff, great stuff. Thank you for the update. Well, plenty more World Cup action today. Spain set to begin their Group E campaign. The 2010 World Champions on their way to face Costa Rica, and coverage starts at 10 a.m. Eastern on Fox. First half moment sponsored by Verizon. Some incredible images, and what a finish. Germany with the 1-0 lead over Japan. More action next.
Bah, humbug.
Happy holidays, Mr. Scrooge.
Trying to stream the match, but my signal's gone afoul.
You need a better network.
And again with the commercials, got to go through them here at the time frame. Is what it is. There we go, mermaid.
Only Verizon gives you a free 5G phone and another gift, like a tablet, smartwatch, and earbuds, all on us. Wow! Switch now to the network America relies on. Verizon.
Welcome in if you're just joining us for the first time. If it is your first time here on the channel, say hello in the chat. We would love to welcome you in. Please consider subscribing and coming back as we're covering all of it. It's about another 5 more minutes, 5 or 6 minutes. I don't know the exact time, but roughly.
So where do you think this pressure's coming from?
Everyone. I'm just taking the mints.
So much pressure. Pressure makes diamonds.
They go along pretty quick for halftime.
New Balance. What you got now? Friday.
There you go. Stephanie dropped it. Actual time's 15 minutes. I wasn't sure if it was 15 or 20, so I didn't want to speak out of turn. No.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential, and what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Fuma.
Hims helps guys take care. Whether you're looking for support for your mental health, fun in the bedroom, or hair loss, Hims can help. At 4hims.com, you can get access to trusted treatments for aging.
Yeah, 0 commercials after halftime. That is a good thing.
With a 100% online process and free discreet shipping.
I'm happy about that.
It's no wonder
Makes
guys
it a little bit easier.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
For sure.
Did I mention the Groove Belt is the best belt in the world?
The best belt in the world. It's the best belt in the world. I can't stop doing it.
I did? Oh, did I mention you can get yours at groovelife.com?
And welcome back from Derek Ray and Ali Wagner here at the Khalifa International Stadium, and a substitution in the offing for Japan. Kubo will take no further part in this game. Takafusa Kubo, and it's a defender who is on in Takehiro Tomiyasu of Arsenal. I think most of us expected, Ali, he would begin this game.
Right. Yeah, that was a fair assumption, coming in good form with Arsenal. But we'll see if this shifts the Japan system a bit. And in fact, it does look like a 3 center back, moving into wing backs.
That appears to be the constellation for Japan right at the start of the second half. Keep tabs on it.
And it looks like it's going to be Nagatomo and Sakai, if they continue in that same vein, being the ones to push on higher.
Germany with a 1-0 lead. Goal coming from Ilkay Gundogan. Penalty goal, 14 attempts from Germany in that first half. Japan were pretty punchless. They did carry a threat from time to time on the counter-attack, but that was more early in the game.
And so often we talk about soccer, football as a tale of two halves, and we'll just see if Japan has other ideas on how they want to break down Germany and try to get a point out of this or something more.
It's clearly looked like a back three or a back five,
absolutely.
Ali, when they're defending.
Yeah, absolutely.
Japan.
And part of that is just providing the numbers in the wide channels where Germany's been trying to penetrate. But they're also having now 3 center backs in the center of the park, because you saw how dynamic that Germany can be if they opt to go up the gut.
Manuel Neuer, who didn't have an awful lot to do.
And interestingly, just early pickup, Derek, it looks like they are going to confront in a 3 front, so that's going to be more challenging for the diagonals.
Well, this could be challenging for Japan as Müller dishes it off. Gnabry's there. Letting fly.
That was a blast, but he missed it.
And again, just how quickly Germany can get going in the other directions. It's a good win of possession as Musiala is just surging, or Müller, excuse me, and lays-eyed. Not a great angle there for Serge Gnabry to go himself, and we've seen Germany be so unselfish in this final third, but Serge Gnabry has all eyes for the goal. That's one that you can drive across, and you've got 2 runners in there, Kai Havertz being one of them.
Itakura back the way to Yoshida. He's a big proponent of sports science. My Yoshida has written a book entitled Unbeatable Mind.
Sounds nice.
It's a very good read.
Of course you read it.
Part of their preparation. You don't see him a lot in the Bundesliga. Central defender, captain of Schalke 04. An element of risk about that pass from Yoshida, but the outcome is going to be a free kick to Japan. To try to find the right formula, which is easier said than done against a team of Germany's potential might. So nobody in Germany really getting carried away about the prospects at this World Cup, taking it game by game, seeing how it all comes together under Hansi Flick. Some of the signs in the build-up have been positive, but there's certainly weaknesses in this Germany team, and just displaying one there as they try to pass it out from the back with Rüdiger and Kimmich just in front of the defence. And it is a defence that can be a bit capricious, a bit wobbly. Fullback positions perhaps not the strongest defensively compared to other countries, and the lack of a true centre forward, that's been talked about for quite a while now in Germany.
Yeah, but they make up for it with the interplay and the movement. I mean, when you look at the profile of the players that they have in those front four, all incredibly dynamic with the ball at their feet, place changing, quick little combinations. It's been successful in terms of how you can penetrate the opposition. We've seen them just hold possession and pin in Japan in a meaningful way, because we saw yesterday with Argentina and Saudi Arabia, and yes, different teams, but they really struggled when they did get in those advanced areas to deal with the numbers that Saudi Arabia had behind the ball.
Good play by Sakai on that occasion to step in, win it back for Japan. Germany have got their shape defensively in place. Ito be very influential, trying to cut a swathe through the German defence.
Thanks, Stephanie. I'll look at it.
Who's been quiet by his own standards, managing to take aim, and a corner forthcoming for Japan.
And quiet just because Japan has had very little possession, in particular in this advanced area, but it's just a good slaloming run from Ito on that right peg. And he's trying to make something happen, and the touch gets away from him, but his partner Kamada is there. Never even comes close to challenging Neuer. He has to do better with that opportunity, because we said you've got to take the few chances.
It's Kamada with the corner. Yoshida was the target. Gnabry coming away with the ball at his feet for Germany. Raum. Quick switch of play. It's Havertz. Tomo got there in the nick of time. It's with Gundogan. Musiala. Raum for Germany. Musiala. This is what he can do. Jamal Musiala. Is it going to be?
Wow.
Oh, a wild attempt at the end. We held our breath as he went to work. Jamal Musiala.
Just incredible. I mean, watch this touch. Just under his feet. Just quick little shifts of his body. I mean, Japan cannot get anywhere close to him, and they've got 5 players around him. That little cutting ball, now he eliminates that defender. Now he's sizing up, when can I get my shot off? He beats the next defender, the covering defender. He goes to ground, now he has his window, and he's falling away from it. That's why it rises up, but
that was
impressive. Is a glimpse of the special talent that Germany has on their hands at young 19 years old.
He really is a delight. I often say, and not jokingly either, first name on the Bayern team sheet. It's not an exaggeration. It certainly wasn't the plan at the start of the campaign to have him take part in every single game.
But how do you not have him on the field when he can create a moment like that?
Absolutely.
And you saw it in the first half. Just quick little, sometimes touches to find
What's
his
up,
teammates.
Benji? Here for a moment.
He's just looking for an opportunity.
World Cup's been solid, yeah.
Gonda.
This has been a good game. Aggressive, well played. 2 offsides, took a goal off of each team.
Level. October last year against North Macedonia.
Feels like a matter of time before that changes real quick.
Yeah, I think so. Germany limbered up for this game by beating Oman by 1-0. Niklas Füllkrug was the goal scorer. The Werder Bremen striker, who's an old-fashioned finisher. Scored 10 in the Bundesliga this season. He is available. Interesting to see if Hansi Flick gives him a run later. Spoke about the deficiencies in that centre-forward position. They needed an option. To that striking option. They have that in Füllkrug. A few months ago, nobody really was seriously putting him forward for the national team. Japan now getting players into advanced positions. Tanaka, and it was not quite right at the end for Canada.
Right there. That was a great opportunity for Japan.
And the back post is widely on. You actually had Kimmich, who was just slotting into that back line because Zula had been pulled out. So he's the option. And there was 2v1 if they get that cross off right.
And they still believe. Japan fans. And he has to be quick here. Neuer just got rid of it. Aware of the lurking presence of Maida. And he does fancy himself with the ball at his feet, Manuel Neuer, always.
And it fits in well with the style and the system under Hansi Flick.
Don't forget, later today on Fox, Spain, Costa Rica, Belgium, Canada, and their opening matches.
Belgium, Canada, we're doing it.
Look forward to Spain, Costa Rica, the other game in this group. Remember, Germany play Spain in the middle match for the two nations. Japan against Costa Rica. Some talk amongst the Japanese journalists that they might change the lineup for that Costa Rica game. It's offside here against Canada.
Offsides again.
They might make wholesale changes and go strong against Spain, because it's not lost on Japan that they might beat Costa Rica, but they really need to take something from the other two to have a chance of making it through.
Right on, and this is one way that they're going to look to do it, just running that channel from the behind the high line of Germany.
Musiala. Gundogan, midfield strategist. Here's Raum. They have to chase back here, Japan. They overcommitted, maybe. Raum with the pass. Havertz.
Oh, nice save.
Going to work with Musiala. Might still be in business. It grinds to a halt. The flag has been raised on that far side. Just a bit exposed there, Japan. Ali.
And again, it comes from Musiala in that lower position. He's the one who found Gundogan. Now you've got the release on this near side of Raum. Again, just marauding forward, causing so many problems for this back line of Japan, but they hold off well. They see that run of Havertz coming from underneath. And in sync, they get him offside. And I'm thinking in this moment, by the way, before it's offside, that, oh no, Gonda's going to cause another issue for his team, but he's bailed out.
There were those who thought that Daniel Schmidt might be the goalkeeper for Japan at this World Cup. Daniel Schmidt, actually born in Springfield, Illinois. Didn't live there for very long.
Isn't that where the Simpsons are from?
I think so. That was a painful one for Jamal Musiala. He was met by Ko Itakura.
Got hit in the head.
The Bundesliga players together. Itakura, who was one of the stars for Schalke last season, as they won promotion from the Zweite Bundesliga into the top flight with Gladbach.
Yeah, and just bumbles over Musiala. And that's what we haven't seen a lot of in this match, Derek. It's been pretty clean.
Substitution time here for Japan. And we're going to see two players coming on. Mitoma will be one. That's it for Nagatomo. Here is the second substitution. Kuma Asano, the Bundesliga player. He's with Bochum. He's taken the place of Maida.
All right, two substitutions. Here we go.
Of running. Didn't have that chance right at the end of the first half. The ball on the net very early on in this game, but offside and now. Let's see if the substitutes can make an impact. Asano will just come on there. Fired across by Ito. Asano available. Germany almost caught on the hop.
And again, just a turnover in the midfield area that launches Japan into their counterattack. That's an incredible step from the right center back. He then releases it as soon as he can, and that player that receives it knows, I've got to get this forward to eliminate that midfield line, and then the runs come, but the run from Asano's past the near post, that's always going to be a difficult finish.
They've really got to give credit to Maya Yoshida, who was the ball winner, set that up. And that's what we were talking about, the quick ball win, and then 2 or 3 passes later, if it is executed properly, you never know.
They're in, yeah. And even though the balance feels like it's been so much in the direction of Germany, it's still only 1-0.
Yep.
And they're a moment away from a tie. Or a draw, as you would say.
As we would say, yeah. Now they're both applicable, aren't they?
I know.
Mean the same thing. It's not a story of parity at the moment. It's Germany leading by a goal to nil. That Gundogan penalty goal to nil as Raum gives it back to Manuel Neuer. Zule.
It's amazing how these guys can control this
Kai
ball.
Havertz. Such a good grounding in Leverkusen. Kai Havertz before he made the move to England to play for Chelsea. Musiala had the pistons pumping and somehow kept that in play. Jamal Musiala. Fear into position. Raum for Germany. So the ideal ball. Dealt with by Yoshida. He was telling me yesterday, Yoshida, that he really had always wanted to play his football in Germany. Finally getting his chance at the start of the season with Schalke. Completing his education, many years in England and Italy.
Oh, off the post!
Off the outside of the post. Just probably close to a second goal for Germany. And for Gundogan.
And again, just play between the lines is so good. Nice little moment.
Anybody coming in new today, hit that subscribe. We're covering as many games as we can all the way through this.
He's got enough space to release the shot between the two backs in that situation, and that one just glances wide.
They don't get in trouble.
You said no 9, but plenty of threats in this German front 4.
No, not new,
front
Greg.
6, how's you like it? Add in the fullbacks as well, Raum in particular.
Oh, now.
They just had another opportunity. Japan's got to start playing to the other end.
So all the way back there was Mitoma of Brighton and Hove Albion. Another one who, quite a few, certainly my English colleagues here, thought would be starting, and now it's opening up for Japan. Germany have got to try to seal the gaps, and
why?
Come in from the substitute, Takuma Asano.
But it's a lovely pocket of space that Mitoma finds himself in. It's on the outside of the double 6 as Gundogan is just eliminated with that pass, and it's a difficult angle. You look at those runs of the wingers, they're drawing in the center backs of Germany and the fullback. That makes a tight shape, so Japan has to go outside of it, and that makes that release incredibly difficult to test Neuer.
Not sure if Hansi Flick is going to be too enamored with the structure of the game in these last couple of minutes, and here they come again. Ito for Japan. The block by Nico Schlotterbeck. Musiala. Gundogan for Germany, laying it off to Thomas Müller.
I don't think the neutrals mind, because as it opens up, it becomes even more interesting to watch unfold. But you said it, I mean, you're up 1-0. If you're Germany, you want to slow it down, try to control the game of possession, but in the right areas. Because right now, Japan's having a higher line of confrontation, and that makes it all too even easier if they are going to play in transition.
Second half attempt by Japan. There's Musiala, and on the foul by Itakura, he's a little bit lucky to have escaped a booking, I think.
And I think Gundogan's asking for it, but the ref's saying, look, there's only been minimal amount of fouls like this. It's professional in the end, because if Musiala is running at your back line and you get the runs from Germany joining in, that was going to spell trouble.
Certainly wearing the look of a tactical foul by Ko Itakura. Musiala, so difficult to pin down.
Yeah, exactly. Itakura has his hands full, just trying to get close enough and stay close enough once the ball does arrive.
For those of you watching who don't watch the Bundesliga week in, week out, you're getting a glimpse of what we're treated to, those of us who live and breathe the Bundesliga with Jamal Musiala. He's going to be at the top of world football, I fancy, for quite some time to come. It's offside against Kai Havertz. Well, it's been better from Japan, a lot better the last few minutes.
And I would credit Moriyasu with his shift in system to bring in wing-backs and provide that width and that structure for Japan. It is outlets when they do win it. Been more successful in possession. And it's caused some problems because it's opened up gaps internally. For Germany, that is.
See how deep Endo was that time, all the way back. Wataru Endo, injuries out. And they run up to this World Cup.
Oh, that guy took one off the face.
Whistle has sounded. It was against Asano. Just the one goal between the sides. Courtesy of Ilkay Gundogan from the penalty spot. We've seen some nice, slick interchanges from Japan. Here's the fierce competitor that is Asano, but Rudiger matching his run. Antonio
Man,
Rudiger,
that guy is fast.
defensive leader without any shadow of a doubt for Germany.
And I think you have to say that Muller pressed and his team wasn't tied in. That allowed the space for Japan to break it. But Rudiger had it covered against Asano, who's always winning that battle.
Interesting running style there from Rudiger, wasn't it?
Little high step.
A little grin about it. Why not? Handed down by Itakura, but this is a much more wired-in Japan, I must say. And offside. Thought about it for a second. Junya Ito, judged to have taken up an illegal position. Well, Leon Goretzka will be coming on, so to Jonas Hofmann. For Germany, Leon Goretzka of Bayern, Jonas Hofmann of Borussia Mönchengladbach.
And with Goretzka, you think he's just coming on to get a hold of that midfield if, in fact, he does slide into one of those double pivot roles.
For these personnel switches. Hansi Flick, Michael Zorc just having a look with each other in the technical area. Play continues, and Japan enjoying their best spell of this match. So they have an equaliser in them.
Gotta find something soon.
They find a way through. Asano.
Nope.
And that's a corner.
Japan's getting some shots off there, just one.
Germany know they've really got to concentrate to the maximum here, 20 minutes into the second half.
And this attack started from Kamada. He's the one that was able to play through the midfield. And then you see Japan getting 4 up on that back line. So it's 4v4, and it's just any slided ball in there, and they can go 1v1.
Shida up from the back. It's Kamada with it, and there's the header towards goal.
Almost.
Fired towards goal by Itakura. I think we'll have the substitutions. Yep, for Germany. We'll look at this. Itakura. Schlotterbeck getting in the way. And so it will be Jonas Hofmann. And he's been sparkling for Gladbach in this campaign. His club a bit up and down. Finished the first part of the season rather well against Dortmund. Thomas Müller says goodbye to this contest. So on has come Jonas Hofmann, and Ilkay Gundogan will be the player replaced by Leon Goretzka.
And you'd think with Müller going out and Hoffman coming on, that's going to slide Musiala into a central area, and Gnabry may come to this near side.
Goretzka, such a fine all-rounder, has that almost intuitive understanding with Joshua Kimmich.
Well, we've got the sound
still on the pitch.
We lost
in pursuit of the ball.
Fox for a little bit.
And doing a lot of unselfish running. We haven't talked about him getting many meaningful touches, but he occupies the space. At least he was doing more so of that in the first half, just attracting the attention of the two center backs to just free up underneath.
Tanaka into reverse gear, but confidence levels have been upped in the Japanese camp. We're midway through the second half. It's only 1-0 to Germany, and Raum is looking on there. This is very effective from Japan, and the substitute has made a huge difference.
Japan's trying, but everything they're doing is wide.
Getting into that position inside the penalty area.
Yeah, but it's a good run on this near side. Ito had pulled off. That created the space for Sakai to get forward. And then he's just going toe-to-toe with Raum. He gets there first, and he understands that Asano has the step on Rudiger, but Rudiger does a nice job just shepherding him away from goal, cuts down any angle.
A great play by Sakai to set it up. Banging the drum for Japan, and can they find an equaliser here? Well, it didn't quite fall properly for Ko Itakura. Germany under the cosh. Given plenty to contemplate. There's going to be a Japanese change.
And Dewan, another winger, looks like maybe the one coming in.
Yeah, they got a pretty solid goalkeeper, right?
The Bundesliga player.
Actually, Japan's isn't bad either, to be honest.
Freiburg. Christian
Both of them have done a good job there.
Obviously had a spell in Germany with Arminia Bielefeld. Jumping up for it there, Ito for Japan. They've changed the system, they've changed the attitude as well, the mentality. And two problems for Germany. Schlotterbeck having to make that biting challenge. It was Goretzka covering up. Rudiger.
And they've changed some of the tactics. They're playing longer balls. They're picking up the second.
Gnabry and now Musiala. Kimmich chipping it through, and Gnabry, and is it going to...
Oh, another nice save by Japan.
Jonas Hofmann. Gnabry.
Another one.
And it comes to Musiala. Raum for Germany. Tantalizing ball.
Oh, another one! Another one!
And again, Gonda, twice.
4 saves in this effort right now for Japan right there. Hit that subscribe if you're new today. Help us out. Trying to get up to 1,000.
I mean, wave after wave.
Appreciate your
Germany.
support.
Here they come. Musiala holds on to it. Releases now Kimmich. He's the one with incredible vision. The timing is on with Gnabry running in behind. Hoffman has a go. Gonda makes that save. Now he's in position. You can see the recycled effort from Germany. Again, parries that out. So it's not in a dangerous area, but the countermeasures are there for Germany. They regain it. Now you get the surging run of Raum down this near side. Gnabry again arrives from a deeper position. Can't connect on the first because Gonda is there and denies him on the second.
Well,
that was impressive right there.
7 saves. Meanwhile, Doan is on to the place of Tanaka. At the ready for Germany. Itakura trying to get his head to the ball before any German player could.
Here, put this in the trash.
That service had such good shape on it. From Kimmich, just driven on a rope, looking for Rudiger at that far post.
It's a progressive change this, Ali, for Japan. Doan, something of an artist. Actually left-footed. Tanaka, more of a sitting player in midfield. So, Bundesliga pro on for a Zweite Bundesliga player, second division.
I was going to ask you.
What the Zweite Bundesliga is.
Yeah, whatever that first word is.
And these guys use a lot of balls to the head.
Unmistakable figure of Jamal Musiala.
More than I'm used to. Like kids soccer, you're not allowed to do that as much. Preston was younger, and some was younger. You know, utilizing your head to make a play.
He might
couldn't do it.
Everybody to calm down. Endo. Goretzka and Endo know each other well from Bundesliga jousts with Bayern and Stuttgart respectively. A bit nervy for Hansi Flick. Hasn't been comfortable in the second half.
And I think this was part of the attacking intent we were hoping to see out of Japan in the first.
And Japan, to their credit, giving it a real go. Kamada. It's been in a bit of a straitjacket for much of the game, but it's really opening up now, and Ito and Neuer.
Oh, point blank, Japan missed it. Goalie was down after a save.
Well, Neuer.
Wow.
Important save. Zito managed to get himself into position to begin with.
And absolutely, you step up and hug your goalkeeper for this one. It's a good ball, just floated into the box. Ito checks that down, half volleys this strike before Rudiger really can get a meaningful clearance on it. It ends up being a deflection, which makes it really hard for Neuer. And then the follow-up isn't converted. Well, you said it. I mean, Japan is really threatening.
It's going to be another change made by Japan with Takumi Minamino coming on for the Blue Samurai. Been in the best
that role
of form
did not go in their
Monaco.
favor at all.
No, but another attacking threat, fresh legs for Japan to come on and try to steal a point here.
It'll be a precious point.
And perhaps steal is unfair because this seemed like the game plan. Low line of confrontation, mid-block defending, drop in, make it tight for Germany. Let's play for a draw in that first half. Maybe in the second, we're going to try to unleash some attacking intent. Switch into our wing-back system, expose Germany in the interior with the width that we're providing and our wing-backs that are pushed on that back line.
Well, they are gambling. You've really got to hand it to Japan. When you look at this setup now, got the three defenders in place, but it's really wingers rather than wing-backs. Ito on the right, Thomas over there on the left, trying to play their way through the Germany defence.
Nice
and we're in
defense,
for a
Germany.
furious finish to this game with a quarter of an hour remaining. And an element of Germany hanging on. I don't think that's overstating it. Managing to release it, and
there it is! Finally, Japan gets on the board.
He's only been on the pitch for a matter of minutes, but Germany have been caught out. And how important can this be for Japan in the grand scheme of the group? Ritsu Doan has caused a huge problem for Hansi Flick and Germany with that goal.
Well, they had their hands full before this. The wing-back, you see the width that they're providing. Now we're going to surge into these central areas. The run comes from underneath. Neuer cannot parry that out of a dangerous area. We just saw it on the other end with Gonda. He made it get out of that 18-yard box. Neuer doesn't, and the follow-up is there. Just gambling on it is Doan. And makes no mistake on this one. Just a really clean connection. Not a lot of action in that motion. That keeps it down. That keeps it low.
That was pretty.
Keeps it hard. And in the back of the net.
I got to be honest, that was kidding. That was pretty nice.
The joy of the Japanese squad there for all to see.
And well earned.
They had been pushing.
And you could say right now, a bit of a masterclass in tactics from Moriyasu. If this holds on, or they go on to even pick up all 3 points, we'll see what Germany has to say about it.
As I was saying earlier, Ali, Japan felt that they needed, of course, to take something from either Germany or Spain, hoping that they can overcome Costa Rica, the rank outsiders in the group. Face Spain in their last match in the section. Costa Rica before that. Germany have Spain coming up in game number 2 for them. On with the pass. Have the effect of stinging Germany into action. Gnabry. Kimmich. Now Hofmann. And well, he tried to make the connection with Zula. Was out of position now. And Nikoma from that far side for Japan. Well, risk and reward, you might say, and they've certainly been richly rewarded.
And just smart football from Japan. I mean, maybe the idea was that we can't go 90 minutes toe-to-toe.
Doan.
And we can't press and counter-press the way we want to play against Germany and expose ourselves over the course of 90 minutes, but we can do it in 45.
This is lovely stuff now from Japan. Minamino to reach the ball, but unable to do so, and Hansi Flick is going to make a couple of changes. Niklas Füllkrug will be coming on, and likewise the hero of 2014, Mario Götze, who scored the winner in the final against Argentina.
This is a great game. I've really enjoyed this game.
Has gone off. Götze in the international wilderness for 5 years, but resurrected his career after that metabolic disorder. Really hampered the situation as far as Mario Götze was concerned. Did well in the Netherlands with PSV, has done really well with Eintracht Frankfurt this season. Niklas Füllkrug of Werder Bremen. 10 Bundesliga goals scored in his first international appearance last week in the 1-0 victory over Oman. Werder Bremen, he plays with a striking partner with Marvin Duksch. So it all works out for him in this setup. Gnabry is now operating on the left.
Oh, nice defense.
And behind it goes.
Man, Japan is fired up right now.
Corner for Germany. Pure excitement in the closing stages of this game. So rather straightforward for Germany for much of the first half. It's been a different story in the second.
Schlotterbeck, one of the targets at that back post.
Here's a Kimmich to deliver. Rüdiger. Not to be.
And this time Rüdiger makes his run right into the middle of the 6-yard box. He'd been going back post. But you can see a little bit of a height advantage he has over Itakura. Finally he's marked up. Whoa. Looks like perhaps a foul before that.
It's interesting that Japan kind of played the first half, it seems like, just to stay in it as good as they could. And now they're coming out just going all out, aggressive.
To make it to the last 8. Of course, heartbreak at the 2018 World Cup. The hands of Belgium, just so they might just pull through. Itakura, and look at the space.
One-on-one with the goalie. He lost it. Left to go. Goalie got it. Japan was going after it again.
Germany, who really struggled in Russia 4 years ago. Low point for them. Started with a defeat against Mexico. We knew this was going to be a tough nut to crack against a very able Japan team. We didn't see the best face of Japan in the first half. Here's Jonas Hofmann. And that will be a corner. Jonas Hofmann, who announced his engagement the other day to Laura Winter, well-known TV sports presenter in Germany. She's here.
Again, Derek. The things you know.
Detective work. Kimmich. Füllkrug just made the move there to make himself available. Now he's got back into the centre. Goes to a Kimmich. He's at the best of corners though. Dealt with initially by Ito. But he's very good at unlocking defences. That was really why Eintracht Frankfurt wanted to sign him.
What's up, Flame Red?
Season,
Welcome in.
especially at home against deep-sitting opposition. Japan deserve all the plaudits going. Schlotterbeck with the intervention there. But later today on Fox, Spain against Costa Rica, Belgium versus Canada in their opening matches. Lots to look forward to. Spain, Costa Rica, Belgium, Canada. Trying to react to Schlotterbeck. Sano, does he have...
Oh, goal, Japan! Are you kidding me on the breakaway? Wow!
And Japan, goodness gracious,
shut the front door.
Turn this completely on its head.
And have set this crowd into ecstasy. That looked like it happened in slow motion, Derek.
The kid that looks like a Japanese Justin Bieber just made a heck of a play. Wow.
Unbridled joy. Japan. Takuma Asano.
Asano looks like Japanese Justin Bieber. That's what I'm going to call him. Bieber on the kick.
Well, here
what a play.
I mean, it's a courage just standing over. Look at the runs. 2 runs going in the same direction. Rudiger thinks he's holding him offside. He's waving his hand. I got him up. They're clearly on an offside position, but Zula kept him onside in that first spot. And that's the tough call. The tough call that Hansi Flick made, and Asano is making him pay for it because Zula keeps him onside and roofs this one. Incredible finish by Asano. That is a difficult angle. With not a lot of room for
That's
air.
cool, Butterfly.
What an impact he has had since coming on.
I don't have any cousins that live there. But I got my new friend, Asian Justin Bieber. Asano. 8 goals in 38 international appearances. That's nothing. To be
Germany, no, they must
stick to the side.
quickly.
That's impressive.
38.
38.
And it evades everyone, but it did
We're at the
take a
84-minute mark
nick
right
on the
now.
way
84.
through, apparently. So a corner here for Germany. Argentina yesterday against Saudi Arabia, and Japan. Some of the players had spoken about taking strength from that. Another team from the Asian Football Confederation really stepping forward and
Hey, Jeannie.
favoured country.
Welcome in.
Coming with it. Fulkrug was up inside the box. Götze trying to find the ball, and away by Yoshida. Just wasn't too fussy about where he sent it. 5 minutes left. Germany 1, Japan 2.
Referee just said, talk to the hand.
Oh, he's on the referee.
Put the
just
hand
for a
right in the
brief
guy's
moment.
face. Talk to the hand.
Just get held up the ball there as Götze tried to line something up. This is what we were talking about, Ali.
The Fulkrug rise up for the first one. I think they're claiming a handball potentially. As this ball pops out, the deflection coming off of number 20, was it Machino?
Nothing comes of
nothing
it.
in it, yeah.
Nothing at all. And Schlotterbeck trying to find Hofmann. Is it going to happen again to Germany? As was the case in 2018. Off the bat. Japan aren't worried about that. Their fans hoping that they're closing in on a famous World Cup victory. What can Germany pull out of the fire? Raum. Schlotterbeck. They've been having quite a thorough chunk of stoppage time in most of the matches. We were told about that at the referee's briefing last week.
And Germany's going to be happy about that if it continues.
So Schlotterbeck in there for Germany. Who wants it? Trying been nodded on. Ito forward towards.
If you're new today, hit that subscribe. We want you to come back, help us out.
Created and
Great.
not converted, and how many times
We're having some fun doing
they
this.
maybe played an extra pass. Well, Japan didn't play an extra pass. They went route one and were rewarded at the incredible strike, just roofing that past Neuer. And Asano's over there somewhere. There he is.
Memories are made of this. Rudiger trying to judge the bouncing ball. Meanwhile, as we continue with the live action, and down is Doan. He's looking over towards
No
the
penalty
officials.
kick.
Rudiger was sloppy there. Just while we were in the replay, our eyes were on the action. There was an infringement. It might have been just outside the box anyway. We should get another look in a second or two, Ali. He's quite exercised, doesn't he? Hajime Moriyasu. Have a look at this.
Yeah, and looked like for good reason. Asano just botting up Rudiger, gets positioning on him, holding him off.
Didn't quite get the proper view of it.
He didn't.
Rudiger. Here's Schlotterbeck for Germany.
And perhaps just going back earlier, Derek, to how many times Germany may have overpassed in that attacking third. They've got to start being more direct and taking more risks once they do get into shooting range.
There's Hoffmann trying to return it to Süle. Germany are going to make a substitution. They're going to bring on Yusufa Moukoko of Borussia Dortmund. A young star, 18 years of age, just turned 18 3 days ago. Gnabry makes his way off.
And wouldn't that be the story if he can pull something out here?
Good sir. And Füllkrug. Wide it goes off the head of Niklas Füllkrug. Goretzka is waiting as well there for Germany.
And now with a pure 9 in there and the height and the ability in the air, Füllkrug, you're going to see more service into the box, or at least you'd assume so from Germany.
The choruses of delight echoing around the Khalifa International Stadium. Japan on the verge of recording one of their finest ever results at a World Cup. Because nothing is decided after this game today, and it's certainly set to make the group rather intriguing. A minimum of 7 added minutes. Can't say we didn't warn you. Schlotterbeck to this one in. Kimmich for Germany.
Anybody new in here for the first time, let me know in the chat.
While
Tell me what you think of how we're doing.
Inside the box.
Be good, bad, or
now.
indifferent. You can take the constructive criticism and tell me right. We'd love to hear from new people.
Here for Germany,
Say hello.
Cleveland needing to take something from the Spain match, and that's no easy assignment.
+7 here.
Well, we talked about coming in that there were some defensive frailties within this German side. Japan knew it and has exposed them.
Hoffmann. Süle. Jonas Hoffmann. Thomas was trying to stay with him every step of the way. Covering up for each other, the Japanese players. And a little pause on the action here.
Well, enjoy your Thanksgiving, Flame Red.
Yasu, the player who's on the ground. And a reminder, the second game for the United States will be on Black Friday. England against the USA, not to be missed. Coverage from 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox. A grim-faced Hansi Flick. And this is not the start Germany had hoped for. Still time for them to maybe partially rescue the situation. Ilkay Gundogan had given them the lead from the penalty spot. Kai Havertz had the ball on the net shortly before half-time. That was taken away, rightly so. And Oh, that was
stolen by Japan.
Kimmich, the culprit. See what Japan want to do with it. Ritsu Doan. And they're making progress again, Japan. It's Endo who got into that advanced position. Wataru Endo of Stuttgart. Here's Kimmich. Do they have the guile to unlock this well-drilled Japanese defence? Fukuoka. That's very much part of his game. Mukoko. And out it comes Goretzka. Couldn't quite line it up to his satisfaction. One or two German players asking the question of the referee, especially Niklas Füllkrug. What's going to happen next?
I wish I would have bet money on it.
This was Mukoko. Ali?
Yeah, he just flashes this one across the 6.
Japan
and,
at plus 600.
It actually looks like Füllkrug.
Wow.
Takes out Yoshida as he's lunging first. And Goretzka doesn't get the shot off. It's a good ball by Mukoko. Oof.
That was Werder Bremen against Schalke inside the box. Germany against Japan. 2-1 to Japan. Quite the story being written. Certainly would throw this group into an element of confusion with Spain and Costa Rica to play immediately after this one. Schlotterbeck. Antonio Rüdiger, speculative shots. It's not going to help the German cause. Almost 4 minutes now into added time.
Yeah, it is, isn't it, Paul?
And unless you pull off a master class of a shot there, everyone else on the German team is just holding their head, saying that is not your shot to take.
Not celebrating going on. As the German fans are concerned, it did look as though they might cruise to victory after the events of the first half. But Japan's plan changed for the better.
And you've got to ask yourself, though, Derek, I'd be willing to bet that that was the plan all along for Moriyasu. If it was going to be a tight game in the first half, let's keep it close.
Thank you,
Hopefully
moderators,
it's a draw,
and
then
thank
we'll
you,
go try to
Greg,
win it
for
in a
following
second.
my moderator's request.
Gone wide, it was Leon Goretzka. Man oh man.
Butterfly, is that your cat? Some people put their pictures
And a couple
of their
hits now
pets
for
in there. I don't know if
Goretzka.
that's
Just direct
Butterfly's
play out of the
cat
back.
in her picture or
Füllkrug, the
not.
tall man, goes up, flicks this on into a dangerous area. And that's a half volley
that's
that's
your cat.
really
That's
difficult
pretty
to take for Goretzka as it's coming across
We
his
can't
body.
do cats. Preston's allergic.
Just a small margin for error on that connection.
Got about 2 minutes. About 2 minutes.
By Asano. Is there going to be a dramatic denouement at the Khalifa International Stadium?
Wow,
Japan
6. Good
going to
lord.
pick up the 3 points.
That's a
Noah
lot.
Has ground to cover. He's happy to cover.
We got 4 dogs in this house, so I can't complain.
Bowen was in
I can't
pursuit of
say
it. There's Schlotterbeck going very direct, looking for Hofmann.
And even sending Rüdiger up to be one of those targets on the end of that direct play. We'll see if he comes back into his defensive role or if Germany's going to gamble a bit.
You know what? The number that's
Massive
appropriate
credit
for
will go
people
to
is whatever they
Hajime
want
Moriyasu
and afford to cover.
And Japan,
That's what I
if
feel.
they see this out, hasn't been
People
good
told
enough
me
for
that 4
Germany
dogs
in the
is too
second
many. I
half.
say it's whatever you can handle. What's up, Lala Rose?
That was a foul. Free kick conceded. Minamino was the offender. Rüdiger going to ground, and this surely
1 minute left. 1 minute.
Neuer.
They're pulling the goalie. Looks like they're pulling the goalie. If you're having a good time today and you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe before you leave today. We are doing Canada and Belgium at 2 o'clock.
Joshua Kimmich.
We got games tomorrow as well.
Preparing to deliver the free kick. We're almost at the 7-minute mark in added time. Can Japan keep Germany out?
Germany's
It's
got
been
their
a
goalie up
remarkable,
on Japan's
valiant
side.
second half display from the samurai blue. Could be just about everything riding on this for Germany. Kimmich to play it in, and
oh, they had an opportunity, couldn't put it through.
Zuna was up. It's going to be a corner. They know they've got to be really quick about it here.
Another quarter kick. Wow.
Japanese players on the ground.
It's an incredible delivery, just right across the 6-yard box. That's where you want to flash it, and this one glides over the top, lands to Sula, but he can't get that shot back on frame. The effort, the energy from Japan in repelling that effort.
Defensive actions being cheered rather as though they are goals, but here's Kimmich with it, and a strong punch by Gonda.
Great job by the goalie.
It's going to be really difficult for Germany now.
Punched it all the way out.
Right-hand side, Schlotterbeck. They need a good ball. And it's going to be a throw-in, and it's over.
There's the whistle. It's over. Japan has knocked off Germany in this game.
Opening match at the World Cup.
Wow, what a big win in the opening match for them.
With what turned out to be the winner.
Great job, Japanese Justin Bieber. He killed it. All right, so remember, we will be back later today, 2 o'clock. Belgium and Canada. We'd love for you to come back, hit that subscribe on the way out. Thank you for being here. Thank you, moderators, for all your help. What a game.